My name is Professor Kurt Semple. I'm an academic in the Lancaster Environment Centre. The benefits to the business for working with the university are that they get to work with colleagues and myself on projects. They also get access to state-of-the-art facilities, both in terms of the laboratory facilities, but also in terms of instrumentation.
Hi, my name's Jed Heffernan. I'm MD of Fern Innovation. It's access to equipment that otherwise I wouldn't have the capital to secure, and people who know how to use the equipment as well, which is fundamental. Design capabilities, I'm not a designer, physicist, so therefore I can't do the CAD work, which clearly the guys can do here, and they've been able to introduce testing and finite element analysis, etc., that otherwise I wouldn't have access to.
The benefits are is that there's quite a few. First of all, we get to meet bright young people, and that's really interesting in a business that's growing and recruiting. Secondly, we've got things like access to laboratories and plants, greenhouses and things. We're doing some growth trials at the moment where it's all temperature controlled. We as a small business couldn't afford that, and yet it only costs us about £90 a month. So the infrastructure is important.
Well, climate change is the biggest challenge facing our generation, and finding the solutions to that challenge is both an enormous market and opportunity for companies, but also it's one which really challenges new forms of innovation and the relationship between business and the academic community to solve it.
What growth businesses need is a structure of support to help them on their journey, and that's what a university like Lancaster can provide.
I would like to introduce you to the project that we are working together with Inventya Limited and Fern Innovation, which is developing the environmentally friendly riverine and tidal turbines. They are working on the same principle as wind turbine. They are using the energy of tidal stream or riverine stream flow. Laura O'Keefe, who is a doctoral researcher, did a proof of market study with Inventya.
From this report, I discovered a lot about the barriers to small-scale hydro development. One of the most significant barriers was the potential aquatic impact and the lack of knowledge and uncertainty surrounding this impact. Going forward, the PhD project evaluated the impact of small-scale hydro in a bid to inform future turbine designs and permitting procedures.
As well as Laura, we've also been working with CGE to actually test our turbine in the tanks at Lancaster, to then enable us to produce the manufacturing drawings, and then from there now to do our field testing here out in the field with their students, both the master's students and Laura as the PhD student, to actually test the turbine and see how it behaves in real-life applications.
So I'm hoping to get involved in the project going out to Nepal, where I can use my background in glaciology and really link that practically with the technology that we're using here. This technology could be really useful for remote areas where they need a reliable source of renewable energy, where other options are quite limited.
When you look at the market need for this, there's 1.3 billion people globally without access to power. And around 170 million of those live within a kilometre of rivers. When you look in somewhere like Amazonian region of Brazil, the remote tribes can actually use this power just slinging one of these between a couple of dugout canoes and give the community power. In Nepal, we're working with a charity Practical Action to look at incorporating remote sensing and warning of the flash flooding that happens every year in Nepal, northern India and Bangladesh, and potentially could save thousands of lives.
Manchester Airport, there's a real opportunity for us to continue growing our business and providing a better range of services for our customers and our passengers. And we've recently announced a £1 billion investment programme so that we can improve our facilities and provide a better passenger experience through Manchester Airport. As part of that process, it's important that we are able to continue operations during the murky winter months when we suffer from ice and snow. And therefore it's important that we have processes in place to keep the airport operation safe and for us also to manage the environmental impacts of our activities, particularly in terms of aircraft de-icing and pavement de-icing, which can be prevalent during the winter months.
We thought we'd had a bright idea about 10 years ago on how to treat aviation runoff, but it's only with the partnership from the Centre for Global Eco-Innovation that we're able to bring it to fruition. We've managed to work with the university, massive organisation with the academic resource it's got, and the airport to really nail this project.
So the technology we tested here at Manchester Airport is an aerated wetland technology, and basically this works by filtering de-icer contaminated runoff water from the airport, and then the main treatment and pollutant removal is through biological degradation, and this occurs through bacteria which are attached to the gravel media in the system. We also supply aeration into the gravel media, and this basically provides the conditions for the bacteria to colonise and improves the treatment performance of the system. So we sourced de-icing fluid from the handling agents here at Manchester Airport. We then mixed that with real surface water runoff coming off the airfield. We then dosed that through the experimental system, and in doing that we achieved up to 98% treatment removal efficiency.
So as one of the academic supervisors on Andy's PhD, I think an exciting opportunity in the project is to combine a project that's academically interesting and challenging with a project that has potential for really significant real-world impact on an environmental challenge, in this case at Manchester Airport.
Johnny is now a graduate, but when he came to me he was a second-year geography student, and he took a work-based dissertation with a company called Elixir.
So Elixir specialises in plastics recycling. So we're one of the largest independent PVCU recyclers in the UK. Business has contracts, export contracts and contracts in the UK.
I was a little apprehensive at first because normally, they talk a lot about research students and PhD students being involved with it. Once they sort of put me in touch with Elixir, we got the ball rolling and sort of found out what Ben, the MD of Elixir, wanted. We sort of went from there.
Johnny seemed bright from the interview process, and within a few days we thought I could see potential in him.
One of the things that Ben had considered was going into what we call waste electronics and electrical equipment. I set about for the first 4 to 5 weeks designing a half automated, half manual recycling line, if you will, for waste electronics and electrical equipment. At the same time, I did research into the environmental effects.
That's helped us diversify our products. So it's been able to work in the same markets we operate in, but deliver different materials to our customers.
I think the thing that working with companies brings is the recognition that the research is relevant. It's opened his eyes to the fact that he doesn't necessarily have to go into environmental consultancy.
I've met people who'd been through rehab and come out of prison, and were really good people and talented people. It's where the idea behind a social enterprise and creating something that could engage with these people.
Initially we employed another 8 people at the facility. That's 8 people who otherwise, they might be re-offending, they might be addicted to substances again. Ben actually asked me if I wanted to stay on. I was quite surprised because, I'd done my work, but I never really went into it thinking, I'm going to get a job out of this. There's no way that if I wasn't a geography student at Liverpool, I would have heard of this or probably got onto it. With it being CG run, there's a real big opportunity there.